So this is probably going to be the most important Shiba Inu video that you watch, at least today, but if not just today, over the course of this next week, because Shiba Inu is actually on the verge of breaking a 3-year trend, one that is incredibly important, one that is essential for this next leg in the crypto market. And right now, despite some of the FUD that's being put out there, despite some of the negative sentiment floating around, you should be as bullish as ever for Shiba Inu. And I want to show you guys exactly why this is. So if you're new or haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, hit that bell again. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. Now, it's 6:03 p.m. Central Standard Time. We just finished our daily candle, and it once again was another green daily candle. Shiba Inu is showing very strong support in these levels again, like I've talked about many times, right above this break box, looking great. We started just barely on the red. Go figure. The market's trying to do what it wants to do, or trying to figure out what it wants to do heading into Saturday. And I managed to stumble across this article that was talking about Shiba Inu on the verge of 17% crash, according to the Bollinger Bands. All right. Now, the interesting thing about this is they did not elaborate on both sides of this. The Bollinger Bands show two potentials of direction. It shows breakouts and it shows shakeouts, right? Now, in fact, what we're seeing on this Bollinger Band chart is actually a potential drop of 17% or a potential increase of 18.3%. All they decided to focus on was a negative. That is why some of these articles are very misleading. And again, you have to look at more than just one singular metric. That's why we talk about, the removal of supply from exchanges. That's why we talk about whale accumulation. That's why we talk about holder longevity. All these things are stuff that play into the direction of price. And what's interesting about this is they failed to mention that the Bollinger Band is actually compressing from the bottom side, but is actually staying flat on the top. And what this is actually showing is that there is less potential volatility to the downside as we're getting some compression from these moving averages here. And what we're seeing is actually a very big point of stability for SHIB, meaning that we're actually much more likely to move to the upside than the downside right now. Now, this isn't a guarantee. This isn't financial advice or anything like that. But obviously, we know the market's getting ready to heat up. We're waiting. We're waiting, obviously, for this excitement that is meme season. Right? We're waiting for that burst of outside capital, which historically speaking happens sometime over the course of this weekend. So we'll see if this ends up aging well. If SHIB makes a nice move here. But what's interesting about this is, we look at Shiba Inu through such a short-term lens. We look at it from the daily chart. But we need to go back, not even to March, not even to 2022, but all the way back to our bull market trend from the top of the last market cycle. And you guys can see that this 3-year downtrend, that some would call it in terms of Shiba Inu, we're waiting to break this to the upside. And the coincidental thing about this is the moment that Shiba Inu actually breaks this is right actually at the spot where Shiba Inu hits the path of least resistance. What I mean by that is above these levels, there is almost no liquidity. This is where Shiba Inu can move its fastest. And this is why I've said that this next breakout for Shiba Inu is the one that can set not just a new cycle high, but a new all-time high in terms of Shiba Inu. Now, this isn't a guarantee. This isn't financial advice. And why I'm saying that this is the case is we have seen the order books be depleted at some of these higher levels. We have seen the removal of supply from these exchanges. We have seen the mindset of Shiba Inu holders become longer and longer and longer. And you've really seen this big transition of Shiba Inu from the hands of the impatient to the hands of the patient, people that are willing to wait a long, long period of time to see Shiba Inu reach some very high prices. All right. Now, could things change? Absolutely. The market changes all the time, right? SHIB could be at 4028 right now and drop to 4026. It may be at 4028 and run to 301. Okay. That's the beautiful thing about the crypto market. It's very unpredictable. And at the same time, we don't know when we're going to get that big burst of excitement. But we do know that the trends are showing us one specific thing. And that is that over the last 3 or 4 months here, Shiba Inu is setting a very confirmed trend up and to the right. Despite shakeouts, despite flash crashes, we have seen consistent accumulation. We have seen introduction of new holders. We have seen shibarium get back towards the right track at least. And all signs are pointing towards Shiba Inu making a stab at this 3-year breakout sometime in the very near term, potentially this year, potentially in January. But the biggest thing that you need to know is that the best times for Shiba Inu are, in fact, ahead of it. The biggest times of adoption, the biggest times of excitement, and big explosions in price look like they are still very near in Shiba Inu's future. So again, I just wanted to share with you guys, these are very important things that we need to watch in the coming days. Again, right around the middle of December is the time where, historically speaking, the market begins to take off. We may see the trigger run into the end of the year, might get some excitement that basically sends Shiba Inu and many other altcoins on some significant runs, may see that BTC dominance drop, but we'll see what happens. Again, I appreciate you guys as always. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that bell again. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. Make sure you hit that like as well. Let me know you guys are enjoying the content we're making here on the channel. But have a great evening. Show your love below. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.